It took 2 trials, but Karen Reed this morning is now free from charges that she killed her police officer boyfriend. The jury in her retrial found her not guilty of second-degree murder and manslaughter yesterday, drawing huge cheers from her supporters outside the courtroom. Christina Rex of CBS News Boston was in the courtroom for the verdict. Christina, good morning. She had a lot of support in the streets yesterday.
Good morning, Gayle. A lot yesterday, Gayle. We could hardly hear the verdict being read in that courtroom because the cheers outside were just so loud. Now, in the courtroom, it was emotional not only for Karen Reed, but for the family of John O'Keefe, who left with their heads hung immediately after that verdict slip was read, and for at least one female juror who I saw crying on the jury's final exit from the courtroom.
Defendant not guilty or guilty? Not guilty.
Cheers erupted outside the Massachusetts courthouse as the verdict was read Wednesday. After more than 20 hours of deliberations, the jury found Karen Reed not guilty in the death of John O'Keefe. Reed was visibly emotional as she hugged her team. Moments later, Reed addressed her supporters outside the courthouse.
I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years. And the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have.
Reed was accused of hitting and killing O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking in 2022. O'Keefe's friend, John Jackson, says O'Keefe was more than a Boston police officer. He was raising his niece and nephew.
Life is not fair, and they learned that when their parents passed.
Reed's first trial ended in a mistrial last year. Before the start of the retrial, Michael Proctor, the lead investigator in this case, was fired from his post for unsatisfactory performance and for sending lewd messages about Reed.
There is no evidence that John was hit by a car.
During the retrial, the defense repeatedly stressed their argument that Reed never hit O'Keefe with her car.
It's basically a complete win across the board.
A strategy CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polizzi says was ultimately effective.
What you see is a complete acquittal on all charges relating to any type of actual interaction or physical contact between that SUV and John O'Keefe that evening.
The judge sentenced Reed for that operating under the influence misdemeanor charge on the spot yesterday. Reed will do 1 year probation. Now, the case of Commonwealth against Reed is done and it cannot be retried. The O'Keefe family did file a civil wrongful death lawsuit against Reed last August. Tony?
Christina, thank you very much.